so like we could help them in case, you know, things escalate too much, like so that everybody gets involved, like bullets get involved, like so like, you know, rubber bullets.
Yeah. Okay, so we do think it's important that they have an opportunity to have platforms for speech, but we don't necessarily think that they should be required to have the same restrictions, like the same requirements as the Constitution. Because we think that inherently, when you require that, and you're talking also globally requiring this instead of just in the United States, we think that there are some harms here, and that this is a larger platform, and that they have a larger reach with this. So we think there is some real drawbacks to not giving these platforms the ability to de-platform. You argue that they're not the best decision makers, but we would argue also that, you know, government entities aren't necessarily the best decision makers to decide whether it's a platform or de-platform either. And also, I would like to add a point that in the United States, we consider corporations to have personhood and be entities. So what you're saying, in essence, is that this corporation has the same requirements of the Constitution and not the same rights as an entity. And like a person has a right to say, I don't want you in my house saying this thing because I don't agree with you. Like, you have a right to like kick them out of your house. We think that these social media platforms should have the same rights to say, we don't actually back this model of discourse and we choose to exempt ourselves from it. This requirement that you're encouraging, that they be required to guarantee freedom of expression, is taking away one of the rights that they have as a corporation, being its own personhood and entity. And by taking away their ability to say, no, this is our platform and we have the right to decide what's happening on it. We think this would actually limit the amount of good that they can do, given that their platform has such wide scope. There's also the instance in like India where there was misinformation being spread through Facebook about, you know, like threats of like kidnappings and stuff that led to actual stonings and killings of strangers that showed up in these villages. We think that this is a unique harm that comes from the international reach and the spread of misinformation online, and we think because of that not freedom of expression, but that these entities actually have an obligation to work harder, not just to allow everyone the freedom of expression regardless of whether it's right, but to actually be advocating and specifically working to mitigate the prevention of misinformation that leads to these great harms. So we don't think that they should be required to have the same freedom of expression. In fact, we think that there should be a completely different set of obligations, that we recognize as an entity that they have a personhood and therefore they have the right to decide whether or not they want to de-platform, but then also we believe we should hold these corporations to the obligation that they have because of the scope of it to eliminate misinformation and to eliminate harmful facts and to eliminate rhetoric that will incite violence, which is the same thing that we do on a personal level. You have the freedom of speech unless it's being used. You argued yourself to incite violence. So we think that those obligations trump the requirement of freedom of expression.
So you stated that silencing hate speech just results in it going underground, becoming dog whistles. And in that sense, you are right that it's almost better if people can see for themselves what these people think, what they're really saying. But not everyone is smart enough to know the difference. And I think that if you allow free speech, you also have to keep people informed about what it actually is that they're reading.
Well, I see, like you can just see like the hate speech up. You can probably turn some people to their side. And it's like, yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, thank you. Team debate, you'll have 1 minute to confer, and then you'll have 5 minutes to respond to that comment.